Hi, this is Lloyd from Canoe Canada East. It's February and about -10, which means we're not going canoeing today. However, it's a beautiful sunny day to go skiing in the woods. Welcome to Winter Firelighting Part 2. In Part 1, we talked about various tinders that could be used with a ferro rod, such as birch bark and old man's beard. And as we found out, the old man's beard was just a little bit too damp for effective firelighting in the winter. Today, we're going to talk about how to maximize the efficiency of your fire. Anytime you go on a ski trip, there's a few simple yet lightweight tools you can bring with you to help collect firewood. First is a folding saw. Folding saws are available pretty well at any sporting goods store, and sometimes you can get them at hardware stores. Often they're sold as pruning saws, similar to a large lock blade knife. However, with this you can expect to cut through small limbs, small trees, and most dead wood that you'd find in the forest. Very, very effective little saw. Second thing that you can bring is a hatchet, something else that just about everyone has access to. Now, one of the good things about a hatchet is typically they're only about 2 pounds, which means you won't even notice the extra weight in your backpack. But it's very important you have one of these leather guards in order to protect the blade. More importantly, to protect the things inside your backpack from getting cut by it. It's entirely possible that without one of these, it could cut through the fabric of the backpack itself, drop to the ground, and be lost. Worst case scenario is you could get cut yourself. Then you'd be in a world of hurt. So, where are we going to find some firewood? When the wood makes a cracking sound, you know it's dry. So I've made this little platform raised above the snow. Kind of looks like a little log house. And the purpose of that is not only to get my wood up off of the snow, but to allow air to flow in underneath. That's one of the three things that we need: air, fuel, and heat. Without the air, it just sits and smolders and eventually goes out. So I've got my birch bark here. That's going to help lighting my fire. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my knife. I kind of scrape the birch bark a little bit, just to make some fuzzies. Get some of those dry fibers in underneath. And hopefully, spark from my ferro rod is going to catch one of those, and then we'll have our fire. Trusty ferro rod. Get everything positioned just the way I want it. And now we have fire. On goes our dried branches, the spruce tree. As the fire pulls in air underneath, it accelerates. We can add a little bit of fuel. Smoky. And before we know it, we can add our larger wood. And there's our fire. What do you think, Hunter? Warm, huh? Well, as you saw, building the fire up on a platform was a pretty effective way of getting it to take off quickly. Now all that's left to do is warm up, dry my socks, and maybe have a little lunch. Boil up a little snow, make some water. See what there is in the old mess tin. Not bad for expired military rations. Want some, Hunter? Want some?